Hi, Melissa from Going My Own Pace here. I wanted to make a video about how I manage my blogging and writing business with a chronic illness without causing a flare up. I didn't. The end. Oh boy. Okay, so I have caused flare ups, yes, all the way, the whole time. I don't understand how to chill. And because I got sick so young, I think I don't understand what normal is. And so every time I have any kind of limit, I just blow past it and then pay for it. This whole pacing thing is very difficult with such changeable energy levels and abilities. But I wanted to share a little bit about how I'm doing it. So the way I did it in the first place was I spent little snippets of time writing. I guess back up further than that. So when I get an idea, and I'm going to generalize it because now I've written a few things, a few manuscripts. I get an idea, I let myself write, like free write, boom. Then I get to a point where I stop and evaluate, and there was about 10,000 words the last couple of times. And then I go and play with AI about structure. And I say, here's what I've got, here's what I'm thinking, let's talk about structure. And so I structure it. And then I go through the manuscript and I break it out and I add in chapters that I think are missing or scenes that I think are missing. And I just put a bullet point of what I want to go there. So I end up with a whole document with gaps to fill in. And then I slowly go through each gap. So what I have done actually now, because I've finished 3 manuscripts completely, is that I go through and I write one scene at a time. And generally I'll do it early in the morning when I first get up, when I'm sitting quietly with my heat pack and my coffee, and I do it on my phone. I would not do much if I had to do it all on a computer because that's very hard on me physically, and I don't have a lot of time. I do though get sucked in, so I get to a point in the writing where I cannot stop and I just can't stop thinking about it, and instead of doing my yoga nidra rest, I'm thinking about the story and scenes. And I just want to write the whole time. And so then I get into this frenzy, and then the first draft is done. And then I'm like, whoa, what the hell had just happened? But then I go back and I edit it slowly, chapter by chapter. And then I send it to a beta reader. And then the first one, I actually had significant work to do because I think I sent it a little too early. The second and third, I let it sit so that I could have some space. Then I come back to it. I take any feedback from beta readers, advanced readers, my brother, whatever, and kind of fit that in. And then I leave it with my brother, who is my editor. He is very strict on grammar, so he does that. While I'm writing, I also use Grammarly, so the editing thing is there. That was a big learning curve on my first book, actually, because I kept skipping tenses because when you write their dialogue, it's present tense, but when you write everything else, it's past tense because I chose that. Anyway, all that to say, it's all little bits. And so now what I've done, because what happened is I got Mindfully Yours Ella ready. I went ahead and blew into the second and third books. I knew I was bordering on a flare up. I was unable to do hardly anything else for my business, like blog posts, videos, everything. Like it would just got overwhelming, and then I got sick. I got a terrible stomach bug, and I'm still surviving from the aftermath of that, and I can't do that again. So what I did is I went through with ChatGPT and made a to-do list, and I'm going to follow this to-do list because I'm a planner, but I'm also a pantser. I like flexibility, and when I'm creating content, I don't create it because it fits some strategy. I create it because I am genuinely dealing with the thing that I'm putting out about, so if I'm talking about pacing, that's because I'm actively dealing with some pacing issue. Or when I'm talking about hypermobility, it's because I was just diagnosed with hypermobility. So I've never really kind of gone that way with content before, but I need to now because I'm tired and I need to be smart. So I'm doing the to-do list, and it says celebrate your book release, yay, send a newsletter, upload the YouTube video, post a YouTube short, And then it also has a little thing like, hey, sit down and rest, which is a good idea. But all that to say, it comes back to everything I've ever talked about before, especially with the pacing principles and the micro planning and the micro tasking. And I've talked about this for many years. Whatever it is, whatever project it is, no matter how big it feels, for me, you know, it's blogging and writing. With chronic illness, whatever the project, no matter how big or small it is, you need to break it down. You need to take the big things and chunk it down and micro task. So you need to be able to find things that you can do in the tiny snippets of time that you have. And so for the last 10 years, I've been doing that, not only around my health, but around small children. So I am a pro at it, and you need to figure out how to break it up. And so that's intentionality. So you need to pace your projects the way you pace in your life. And look, I push myself because I am in a place of a bit more resilience, but also because after being sick for many, many, many years, there are a lot of things I haven't done and I am desperate to do them. And so I have drive to get that done. But the moral of the story is microtask. Everything I've ever shared about. Don't follow what I do, because that's a crash and burn cycle waiting to happen. Follow what I say. Just kidding. I'm going back to what I say. And so I'm going to be following this to-do list. It's 8 weeks of to-do lists. And I have pulled myself back mercilessly. And I have idea after idea. I have 100 ideas. I have like so many blog posts I want to give you, so many videos, so many little things that I want to design and give, like worksheets, so many ideas for stories. Oh my goodness, if I could just quit everything and only write, I would be a happy, happy lady. I have so many fiction stories that I want to write, but we must pace. So how do I manage my blogging and writing business with chronic illness without a flare-up? I haven't yet, but I'm getting myself back on track. Plan and microtask. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Tell me, have you read Mindfully Yours, Ella? It'll be really fun if you could take a picture of it, even if it's a screenshot. And tag me on Instagram at Melissa N. Reynolds. That'll be super fun. All right, I'll catch you again soon.